The BMW 5 Series has been around since 1972, but there's never been one quite like this. Introducing the GranTurismo. Kind of a hatchback, sort of a crossover. It's nearly 4 inches taller and gets a heftier look than the classic sedan.
BMW is known as what? The ultimate driving machine, of course. The GT here will be known for something completely different, though. A trick back end.
Yes, starting at around 57 grand, 73 is tested. You can amaze and astound your friends with this dual-function tailgate. And it's safer than trying to saw people in half. How's it work? Well, there are 2 pads. One operates the smallish opening for quick access. The other is for full, unobstructed loading. In the cargo hold, there are a couple spots under the floor to stash things away. A hook keeps bags from sliding around. This thick elastic strap is my new favorite trunk accessory. It holds nearly anything in place.
The back end is kind of a big deal on this car, so I figure I'll move the TP trunk test up a bit. This seems to be the best way to load it.
In the US, the GranTurismo essentially replaces the 5 Series wagon, which I have to believe holds more than this, 6 bundles. Americans just don't like wagons. The lid can be set to open to a certain height, good for smaller drivers or low garage ceilings. And yes, the tailgate does close, though like all powered units, it needs a little help. Providing the oomph is BMW's 3-liter twin-turbo inline 6-cylinder. That is the sound of 300 horsepower coming to life. Optional X-Drive means all 4 wheels get power. The transmission is an 8-speed automatic with manual mode. GT is a bigger rig, but it hustles. 0 to 60 rushes up in just over 6 seconds. On wet roads, the all-wheel drive provides stability and traction. EPA fuel economy is good at 19 city, 27 highway.
When I first hopped into the GT, I was a little surprised at how soft and compliant the suspension was. Then I remembered it has an adjustable suspension, set for comfort. I prefer the suspension in sport mode. Here's something interesting. If you're in sport mode and shut it down, on restart, it defaults to normal mode. But in comfort mode on restart, it stays in comfort mode. That seems a little un-BMW-like to me.
Transmission shifts are smooth and quick. Maybe it's the higher center of gravity, but even with the suspension set for sport, the GT does not have the cat-like handling reminiscent of other BMWs I've driven. It is quiet and comfortable though, and the brakes are very capable, even in wet conditions. Normally, a car's alternator is always charging the battery. Because of a clutch, GT's does it only during coasting or braking, so it's not a drag on the engine during acceleration. There's a little gauge in the cluster that shows what's happening. The cabin is classic BMW design, and it's easy to get comfortable here with nearly everything adjustable. Seats are heated, but not cooled. Forget what your radio presets are. A light brush offers up a preview. Luxury touches include a heated steering wheel and a huge slab of lumber. Yes, it's real. Everything touched feels solid and expensive. Added to the usual airbags are knee units. With power assist, you're going to have to work hard to get the door ajar light. Don't corner too hard with hot coffee. The cup holders are very shallow. There are side view cameras up front, offering up a good view when pulling out of blind driveways and garages. This bird's eye view never fails to get a reaction from passengers. The iDrive interface controls everything in the car. You can even browse the owner's manual. I'm still lukewarm to it, same with the transmission shifter that gets pushed forward for reverse and pulled back for drive. To turn off the GT, the button needs to be pushed twice.
Passengers back here have plenty of room, and the seats are especially comfortable.
Seating for 2 back here is heated. There's a great view of the sky, standard, plenty of power ports, and there's storage and cup holders in the armrest. Seats slide forward and back to adjust for leg or cargo room.
You know, I was going to do the evil twin gag, but as you can see, he's preoccupied. Huh. That is so cool.
The 535i GT is aimed at the buyer who needs a station wagon, but doesn't like the fashion statement. The tailgate is a great conversation piece. Looking for a luxury hatchback? Well, BMW's got it with the GranTurismo. The GT may be a little bit different, but the same Bimmer cues are all here. 4-round headlights with Corona ring, twin kidney grille, and the Hofmeister kink at the base of the C-pillar. When it comes to engineering, the Germans certainly have a reputation. If the rest of the 535 is built half as well as the impressive hood hinges, this car should last a lifetime. Be careful when checking under the hood. I couldn't figure out why these stickers were here until I saw these. Can you imagine the pain of whacking your skull here? That's